How you guys doing today? So out walking my dog and going to go over a couple of subscriber questions. And the first one was somebody asking to give my dog a shout out on the video. So we're just going to quickly introduce you to Jordan. He's been in a couple of videos a couple of months ago, but I thought I'd give him a quick shout out and then we'll go on to a quick question. So here he is. Hey Jordan. Hey buddy. How you doing? You ready for your walk? Yeah? Okay, let's go. All right, so there you go. Thank you for asking. Jordan's doing well, but he's on medication for the rest of his life. So, all right, so that's that. So the one question I want to talk about today in the subscriber question is about, I guess, tenant selection, right? Maybe somebody may call it property management. This is really, if I read the question correctly, from someone who's going to self-manage. And I'm going to go ahead and answer the question, but I do want to qualify, right? I've never self-managed. I know lots of people that do. I have chosen to invest in a market that's 2.5 hours away. I did it while holding a demanding full-time job, and frankly, I wanted separation between me and my tenants. So I would never do a skinny deal that would require self-management to make profitable. That said, I have lots of opinions on things you should think about. So first and foremost, the thing that any new landlord or anybody looking at rental properties needs to appreciate is tenant turnover can take all your profit for a year, right? It could potentially take the profit certainly for at least 6 months, right? Cleaning, painting, steam cleaning carpets, right? Even if they leave it best case, it's still hundreds of dollars to turn for the next one. So just appreciate that. And the reason I bring that up is, I sometimes see a rush, right? Like I have a couple of houses today that have been empty longer than they should be, just time of year, weather, all of that. But I'm not going to rush. I would rather leave them empty than take a borderline application, right? We're getting applications, but they're not the quality, right? I've done a significant remodel, probably $20,000 on these, and I'm not going to stick someone in that's going to be there for 6 months and a problem, and I'm going to have to get them out. So the first word of advice is, yes, I know an empty house produces no rent. I know you still have expenses as the mortgage, insurance, taxes, utilities, security, whatever it is. But just know, one rush decision can take all of your profit for a year, where one lost month will hurt, but it won't take your profit for a year. So that's the first thing. The second thing I've seen be most useful when talking to other property managers when they're looking for tenants is I would do everything I could to visit the tenant where they currently live. Now, sometimes that's not applicable, right? If it's a newer couple or, they're moving out of mom and dad's house and moving into yours, it's not really applicable. Because what you're looking for is, if they're living somewhere now, how they treat that place is probably going to be how they treat your place. So I would find a reason to go see them. I would do the interviews or reference checks there. That's the biggest lesson I have learned is if you can, right? And again, if they're coming from out of town or they're moving from their mom and dad's place or whatever it is, it may not be applicable, but that's the one thing I would do. The other thing I would do is while they're in your properties, I would be extra attentive the first 90 days because that's when you're kind of establishing your relationship with the tenants. Right, you're going to both find out where you can push and pull and all of that. So I would be extra attentive those first 90 days. I have found all of my problem tenants over the years, I knew they were a problem in the first 90 days, right? If we can go 90 days and there's nothing going on, rent shows up, maybe there's a small repair here or there that are legit, those tenants are going to be likely like that for the rest of the time. However, if they're a problem and they're calling in 3 work orders a week when there's nothing going on and telling you to change light bulbs or whatever it is, right? The annoyance factor, that's going to continue. So again, be selective up front, watch them the first 90 days. And then the last thing is how you're going to be managing, I don't know what you want to call it, late rents, missed rents. And the best rule there is if you're going to be in this business for any length of time, is treat everybody the same. Right, post the notice, right? Just follow the rules, post the notice, have the discussion, and if they don't perform, get them out. Over the years, if somebody's been with me a year or so, and they've never missed, and they have a problem, and they give me an excuse, I will give them one one sort of mulligan or makeup. But if they tell me a story and it's wrong twice, they're gone, right? And again, anybody less than a year, I do not give that exception to, right? I sort of treat it as, hey, if you've given me 12 months of no problems, no late rents, I give you one miss. But then, I don't let anybody tell me a story twice. So those are the things I would think of. Again, sort of treat it as threefold. One is be very selective up front. An empty unit is better than a problem tenant. Next, manage them intently the first 90 days. You're both learning each other. And then lastly, my suggestion is if they're less than a year and they've missed a payment, just follow the process. If they're over a year and it's their first time, that's your call. I do give my tenants one shot. So in the end, that's what I do. Again, I've never done day-to-day property management, but that's how I would do it with tenants. Have a great day.